Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have some messages for you today, some pretty cool ones, and I'm going to do my oracle cards at the end as usual. Do you feel like this today? I just was guided to bring him into the talk today. I don't think you can see him up there though. Isn't he cute though? So he's going to watch. So I wasn't going to do my sand art because I'm just getting it together. I haven't done anything but brush my teeth since I got up and did the reads. Okay, so I wasn't going to do the sand art, but I did it just now and it came out really cool. I was getting messages all through it. So to begin with, there's a little heart right in it. I was getting definitely heart expansion. I was getting living in a fishbowl. I'm also getting like Scotty beam me up, like I'm seeing the thing they go in, just the energetic portal. And also the tree, oh, it's a huge tree of life. Like a huge trunk, like really strong. That's cool. It needs a little bit of work, oh, but it's a really, really strong tree. And then there's the opening. Definitely seeing like sexual things in here too, like there's sperm. Definitely saw penis a couple times. Okay, and so yeah, here's the trunk. It kind of fell apart to come together even stronger. I saw two hearts that beat as one. Okay, yeah. And there may be somebody at like some falls, like you know how people swim at the bottom of the falls? I'm definitely seeing that. It could just be a divine masculine alone doing that. I'm also seeing angelic presence at a volcano top. There's no eruption going on, but they're doing something there. Yeah, it's like, how do I describe this? It's like a layer has peeled back from the veil. There we go. Like literally there's this huge, huge opening peeled back. Peeling back the layers. Again, they're doing something to a volcano. I'm also getting someone, it's like Mother Mary with a backpack on. The angels are putting some, shoot, what's that called? Red Hots? The red chewy candies? That's what I was just getting. But I'm also getting like test tubes. Test tube baby. Oh, they're putting this test tube in Mary's backpack. That's cool. I'm also seeing a baby bottle. There's a baby in the backpack being fed with a bottle. So I'm seeing two different ways, like a test tube baby, so it's all about a baby, and then a baby bottle in this backpack. It doesn't have to be Mother Mary, but that's what I'm getting because she's hooded. But it could just be somebody backpacking, maybe with their baby. Okay, it could be a feminine or a masculine. It could just be someone with a hood on. There's definitely some feeders out there still, so just watch yourself. And again, I'm seeing a penis twice. And it's not like it's not obvious, okay? Let's show you this. Okay? And then there's a pouring out, too. A penis and a pouring out. So that might be some good energy for someone. And then I'm just getting, you know, feeding a baby. So it's all about that. And actually in the reading today, parenting came up for both the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. And that was interesting too, because part of the parenting was the Divine Feminine parenting the Divine Masculine. And I'm getting a helping hand too. Someone's reaching out to calm the fish that's coming into attack, actually. And it's partly the penis showing like, you know, just someone coming into action as well, like, because there could be some attacks coming on now, like, so you're going to be challenged to stay at 0 point. But it's like this was just pacifying the beast in a way. You know, just allow people to feel the way they feel. Don't feel like it's on you. Just, you know, be okay with it. It reminds me of dealing with patients at work, you know, who have been waiting for 4 hours for the procedure, and you have to go in and talk to them because someone's complaining. They just want to be heard. So it's just allowing them to tell you and get it. You know, yeah, I would feel the same way if I were in your position, you know. Yeah, I'm getting like hippopotamus. Ooh, and a stingray. Ooh, a cool stingray. I'm getting like 2 people riding a stingray. Like twins. Like with a blanket over them and everything. Looks really nice. Looks fun. It could be 1 person or 2 people actually. Riding a stingray. Cool. Could be riding a dolphin as well. Could just be the waves coming up. Yeah. Actually, I see 2 dolphins and 2 people, like riding together, but they're dolphins, like in Lemuria or Atlantis. Cool. I'm trying to think what else this animal is. I'm seeing a hippo, but I'm seeing it as something else as well. And I'm seeing someone all bundled up sleeping. Or maybe a couple kids sleeping. Maybe a camp out. Somebody might be camping in the mountains with some kids. Yeah, I see a Divine Masculine under in a sleeping bag, and other kids in sleeping bags too. Someone's definitely out camping, or just could be sleeping in the backyard. I'm getting something else, but I'm not clear on what it is yet. And I'm seeing another penis reference. It's like someone who's got big attitude about themselves. It's kind of like the reference of your eyes being too big for your stomach. That's what I was getting in reference to a penis. Okay. Yeah, if something comes up later, I'll let you know. But that was a lot. So that was pretty cool. There were some really beautiful references in there. So I'm going to get right into the read for today. I have the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine for today. Yesterday, Revenge was coming up. I was trying to find a movie I wanted to watch. Excuse me. last night. And I was having, sometimes, you know, I have a hard time finding new movies that I'm interested in watching because a lot of them I'm not interested in. And every movie I went into ended up being like a revenge movie, which is something I totally did not want to watch. So I just ended up watching a light movie about, oh, that was interesting. What was it called? I can't remember what it was called last night, but it was about a girl, you know, a young girl and a guy who kind of grew up like brother and sister, and he's gay, so you can be like best friends, you know, but it's like her boyfriend, you know, because she's known him forever. So it's about her disconnecting from that person to find her own love, because he's already like off and running with guys he wants to hang out with instead of hanging out with her all the time. So it's about her, you know, the heartbreak of having to split up from this person who was really like family, but she loved him, you know, but he would never be hers because he was gay. So it was kind of, you know, bittersweet, which I guess is the energy right now. But yes, again, definitely revenge was coming up yesterday, so maybe some of those energies out there. So that's why you have to maintain your 0 point, stay balanced, okay? Also yesterday, the sky looked very surreal. Kind of looked like a, you know, like a fake movie set sky. The clouds were kind of, they were just so hazy. It looked surreal. It was very cool. Okay, so for the Divine Feminine today, the two major arcana for her were Justice and Hanging Man. In the Sirian Starseed deck, it's Hanging Man as opposed to Hanged Man, but Justice and Hangman. Okay? So that tells you something right there, right? Someone didn't do well in court. This is for the Divine Feminine. There were 2 swords, 5 cups, 2 wands, and no pentacles. So today it's very emotional. I mean, the 2 swords isn't bad. So it's not like you're too much in your head about this stuff. And you have the 2 wands for action, but there's nothing about business or money today, which is cool because it's Saturday. And 5 cups, it's all about love and emotions. So that could be a nice day. There are the Page of Swords and the Queen of Cups are the only court cards. And the Page of Swords can just be news or messages. It doesn't have to be a character. But Page of Swords and Queen of Cups. The numbers that came up for the Divine Feminine were 33, 43, 914, 918, 82, 1, 126, 18, 252, and I said 33 already. But that came up a couple different places. So 33 is very significant today, and it's also considered the Christ vibration in the Divine Triangle numerology book that I have. Okay, and it's also the 7 of Wands, you know, either being defensive or standing up for yourself, standing your ground. The coding for the Divine Feminine was very interesting. So a bunch of stuff came up for that. So again, threatening came up today. So the revenge stuff yesterday, that energy was definitely real because it was coming up in the coding again today. But it doesn't have to be about threats. But it was, I was getting like 4, threat, and 8. And it has to do with woe of fire, okay, which has to do with, you know, feeling a lot of passion about being hurt, right? Which would spur, you know, someone wanting vengeance. So 4, threat, and 8, and also 8 can just be the infinity, about reminding you to stay at 0 point, about people and their emotions today, because the Divine Feminine has 5 cups. That's a lot of emotions, and there is a little bit of wands and swords there to fire those emotions, okay? It's not heavy on the swords or the wands, which is good, but there's still a little bit there that can fire the emotions up, okay? So it all has to do with change, okay? Change was the numerology deck card that is on this line with the coding. So it's all about change for the Divine Feminine and allowing the changes, okay? So if something does come in that's uncomfortable, know that it's okay. It's for your highest good, and there's a change coming because of this. So anyway, 4, threat, and 8, woe of fire. Also, it was coming up as 1 is Jesus, okay? Jesus in your emotions, expanding you, okay? So that's telling you it's a message. If something harsh comes in, it's okay. It's for expansion. And then I looked up Han, because that was one of the codes, H-A-N, and I was getting already 43 is the Three of Cups, so I knew there was some kind of three getting together right now that may be good, may not be good, okay, because we have this woe of fire, right? And Han also means trio. What first came up for the Han that I was guided to was trio, and it was from trio-design.net, and it was about a photo album. But again, I was getting 43 as the Three of Cups, and then a 3 again, 33 again, and 33 was already in the codes, and it was also in I can't remember which read. It was one of the Divine Feminine or Divine Masculine read today. One of the numerology cards was 33 and 8, which are coming up in the codes. This one is? Yeah, it was the Divine Masculine read. Communication and manifestation, 33 and 8. So anyway, for the Divine Feminine, it's about change and expansion here. And when I looked up that, it also said the required fields are marked. Okay? So take that as it comes to you. Okay, but it could have to do with your etheric fields, the outer realms. Okay? So 43 can be the Three of Cups, which is about coming together and socializing, but it's also, I've been getting covens coming up, and also business partnerships, okay? The Three of Cups isn't necessarily a business partnership because it's about cups. Although it can be. It can be like, you know, people getting together at happy hour after work, that kind of thing. But I'm getting this. I got the trio and coven, and I was getting like the coven energy eating the not the Divine Feminine, the twin flame. I was literally getting this that 1 is Jesus of Nazareth came up, expanding. And 3 is coming up as a coven or a group. So also take those messages as they come to you. I was also getting saccharin coming up, that it's fake and artificial, and this will come up again as I was doing my information. These words always come up because then they apply to something that's coming. So then I looked up Nazareth. I looked up Nazareth because one of the entries that came up when I put in Han was not Jesus of Nazareth, which I got from this, but Nazareth, first entry was Love Hurts lyrics. Okay, so you might want to read those lyrics. And the date from that YouTube was May 27th, 2008, and 82 came up in the numbers today. This is 2008, so that might be significant as well for someone. And 527s, they're all, for me, they're significant numbers. You know, we always think of the ones, 171, 117, and 717, that kind of stuff, but the 27s are very significant as well. And just as a reminder, too, that Pluto is going direct tomorrow, so that's, you know, on the world scale, everything's going to be pushed forward this next month. So also from Nazareth, we got Nazareth, PA came up. And there was this Northampton company dated 1890. It was a list of all family names from A to Z, and it was typed by, and it had her name, but it said Angel Rebecca Hinnersheitz, or Hinnersheitz. Hinnersheitz, Hinnersheitz, which is a very unusual name. So if somebody has that name, let me know, because that was kind of cool. And it said Angel Rebecca Hinnersheitz, or Hinnersheitz. But it listed all these names, so I went down the list of names to see if there was anything that popped out at me that was trying to give me a message. And so, first, right off the bat, the 7th name on the list was my ex's name. And next to it, Carpenter, with his mother's name. And then 3 kids. Now, the kids' names didn't relate at all, but he has 3 kids. So that was cool. Maybe he's supposed to be changing his career to being a carpenter, which he does love to do. But that's the message I was getting from that. And then, in the 3rd column, which was number 19, was relates to my twin, and also the name there was then my twin's middle name with the initial of his first name, and then Christ was the last name. And it came up 68 as the age, but 68 also relates to him, and gentleman, which also does. And then his karmic's name came up with it as 69, which is very sexually related, okay? So then I got an entry for jimmorrow.net that Nazareth sits up on a hill, a city or white building visible against the green of the mountain, when Jesus says, "A city on a hill cannot be hidden." I can't help but think he had this in mind. So this was him saying that he felt that's what Jesus was referring to. Now Nazareth, at the time of this entry, has over 75,000 and the largest population of Israeli, Arab, and Christians in the country. Okay? So everyone getting along together. Obviously that's not always true. But it's saying these people are willing, they want to live together in Nazareth. It's about coming onto the same page, even if you have different religious beliefs, no matter what. So then I had and spirits connecting is very strong. So I'm supposed to let you know that, okay? The next entry I got was No Life Till Metal was the website about the group that I'd already gotten Love Hurts lyrics, and then I got this group about Nazareth formed in 1968, of which again 68 resonates with me, and it was in the city in Scotland was Dunfermline. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, but I was separating it because it was like done with the firm line. Okay, you need to be more flexible now and go with the flow. And then it came up Ashes was their local group, or Ashes of the local group was called Shadettes. You know, Shade. So that was pretty funny, which was formed in 61, which is the year I was born. So all, you know, the numbers were all connecting this morning. And then other codes that were coming up were anime came up, San Antonio, fluorinated esters as lubricants for heat. And that was under patents.google. Also under newspapers.com, I was getting, this was cool, the Abilene Reporter. Okay, so it was under newspapers.com. News from Abilene, Texas, page 1, on Wednesday, October 4th, 1933. So here we have 33 again. Okay, so it's 3 or 4 times now 33's come up, which is the Christ vibration, and Jesus was guiding me to bring up his name in the coding as Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus of Nazareth expanding. Okay, and also October 4th is my friend's birthday coming up. And it's also 10-4, good buddy, right? So on this front page of this newspaper, in addition to the 1933 date, the front page of the newspaper said, 33 men die in a Hollywood fire. The other two big headings were attack on government oil regulation fails, and Virginia is 32nd repeal state. Then I looked up saccharin, since saccharin came up in the codes, because obviously it's artificial and something's being pointed out to be artificial. So when I looked up the definition, it was all about being sugary. So you initially might think that's good, but it's not. It's considered unpleasantly over-polite or overly sweet, which was very interesting because that is the way, you know, if you have, not all the karmics are bad people. I mean, you know, it's just about who the masculine needed to teach him, okay, a certain lesson so that the divine feminine wouldn't have to live through that lesson, right? So they're not all bad people. I mean, some of them are soulmates, and some of them can even be twins of other people. So I don't want you to think that way about the karmic, that they're necessarily negative. But they can also be, everyone has their own issues. So one of the issues that's coming up for the karmic, and this is coming up specifically for me, is someone who in general, if you just met them on the street, you'd think they were like the nicest person in the world because they're smiling and they're in your face smiling and want to be nice to you and be friendly to you. but it was coming up as unpleasantly over-polite or overly sweet, like someone who suffocates, who won't let you make your own decisions, and who's giving you advice even though like you're looking at them like, why are you telling me this? How do you know that? You know, that kind of thing. But really, like what I call icky sweet. So it was very important that that was coming up for you not to be that way. Don't insinuate yourself upon other people. We're all sovereign, and you're supposed to ask before entering someone else's space, not just insinuate yourself upon them. But also notice this: if a karmic confronts you and they're being this way, know that it's not real. Okay, that's artificial. That's a way. That's passive aggression. Okay, it's a way of controlling people. So then we got I was going back to the codes, and again I was getting 4 tree hangings. So someone might be hanging stuff on their trees. But I was also getting somebody doing something with the trees in order to eat away their woes, you know, to ground themselves, because of this saccharin of emotions. Okay, these fake emotions, they're icky sweet. I was also getting so just the numbers 43, 3, and 4, 33. So 33, the separate number. And also 8 twins, too sweet and need to change. So ultimately, in summary, what I was getting directly from Jesus, what his messages were, those eating their woes, right, because you're eating to make yourself feel better, to use stevia and not saccharin, okay, which was funny. And those who are too sweet, like icky sweet, need to change. Okay, those were the messages, and that was at 10:10 when I wrote that down. And before I go on, just today, I didn't get to the day's numbers. Today is 29, which is the 3 of Wands. Okay, so 29 is 11, which is very spiritual and visionary. It's the 9 of compassion and selflessness on the outside, and the feminine energy on the outside. It's very, very, very spiritual. 29. You wouldn't think that by it's usually a business type number, being the 3 of Wands, you know, going forward, like looking to the future and waiting for your ship to come in. But it's very spiritual. It's about just connecting with your heart to allow inspiration so you can manifest. The day adds up to 50, which is beautiful. It's the 10 of Cups. And it definitely relates to the reads today, because it's all about family stuff, for the good and for the bad. And none of the bad is really bad, because if you need to disconnect from family, there's a reason for it. Okay? And 50 is all about, you know, it's change and expansion, which is, we're getting Jesus and expansion today. It's also about vacations and excitement and fun and just, you know, flirting and all that kind of energy, very romantic energy, and about kids. So for the Divine Feminine, continue. This is the read. The world feels at the full moon, which was September 24th, but holding energy. So people who have been, instead of releasing, have been holding their energy back. And then news comes about holding back thoughts. And right knee block of the Hanging Man. Okay, so again, this can relate to the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine, that they're holding anger in their right knee. So it's masculine energy, which anger usually is, because it's more aggressive. Okay, so there's new passion, new life opportunity with the Knight of Pentacles on all fours. So this was coming from a Page of Pentacles. So it was the Page of Pentacles facing the Knight of Pentacles, offering something to the Page. Okay, and the Page has all this new beginning energy behind him, the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So very supportive new beginnings energy for the Page, which is also a new opportunity. So it's like the Page seeing this new opportunity, his new life, his new beginning in the Knight of Pentacles offer, which is a practical offer. It could be for work, but it could be for money or just energy and time. So this new passion, new life opportunity for the Knight, with the Knight of Pentacles, the Page is being shown as being down on all fours with his tail between his legs. Okay, literally. Feeling guilty and feeling shame for having run away, or possibly lying, cheating, or stealing. Always just saying whatever floats your boat, kind of like appeasing people in order to pacify others. Now taking a risk to reach out after having kept quiet. Leaning over the balcony or looking out the window or even the car window in order to align with an opportunity to rest and meditate about the past wrongdoings. And that could also be seeing if the coast is clear. The separation card came up. Okay, so it could be the underlying energy is separation, that you've been in separation. Okay, but it doesn't have to do with the twin separation, especially if you're together with your twin. It could be family separation as well that's been coming up today. So true love at work is exposed fully for the divine feminine, but I was getting like at the masculine's work, but it can be at the feminine's work as well. As white lilies, and I was getting these lilies as white lies. Okay, so it's showing for under the divine feminine's energy from the divine masculine, that all these little white lies to the lovers, from the divine masculine to his lovers, to his clients and patients, whatever he does for a living. I was getting the lilies of the lovers being the springtime. Okay, and these white lies coming up. So by the summer, the Empress, and I was getting specifically for this Empress who uses nature as a weapon. So summer was relating to the Empress, ends up causing longing of the divine for the divine feminine in the fall. So this was showing the progression from spring to summer to fall. Surrounded by, this Empress was surrounded by Atlas on one side and a large snake on the other. So you can take it either way. I mean, it could be an Empress who has a snake around them, but I was getting more so that she was detached from her heart, and she was the one, like I said, was using nature as a weapon. And for the divine feminine, you got the underlying energy of self-love. So it's still very important to show your self-love. With clinging to the past behind her, the divine feminine, ungrounded because she's still unsure about her divine masculine, who may be less mature, and also she's unsure of his motivations. Still guarding and licking his wounds with his big stinger out for use, okay, because he may be ready to defend himself. Letting go of brain wars, or that being in your head, being a prisoner inside your mind, ready to take off and fly. So this is the divine masculine. Recently, after over-isolating at work and hanging out in news or a message that relieves his mind but still has anger stored in the right knee due to past deception, after learning about meditation and energy work, he's now looking to see if the coast is clear because he's getting all excited about this. The foundation for the divine feminine is being stuck in their emotions, not knowing enough to let all the swords drop out of her back due to injustice that's been done. The scales still hanging in deliberation because she still doesn't know if your divine masculine hasn't come forward, or he may have, but it's just still not opening up to you. If you don't know, how can you trust, right? So centrally, after running away from a bad turn of events, back to home to deal with maybe 2 of 8 things that you love that are still good and require some inner work or shadow work. So it's about, you've already left behind most of your past, but there's still 2 things there that are worth, taking care of. So it's like you left a situation, have come back to it to do some more shadow work and to get out of your head. So you're revisiting, okay? The challenge is the twin flames. The challenge is the twin flames. It's also choosing a path, right? It's constant co-creation, so as a twin flame couple, you'll always be choosing a path. The divine masculine is very blocked, so the challenge for the divine feminine is the twins, because the divine masculine is very creatively and sexually blocked right now, due to either a detached mother or karmic partner, and possibly a wealthy father, brother, or partner coming together to express feelings passionately. So I was, again, seeing 3 people come together, or it could be 2 people coming together to talk about the third person, but it was definitely related to work issues. Could also be the divine feminine not able to look at her divine masculine when you come together for your third energy, and then she blocks him sexually. Although the passions are expressed, so there is communication and affection shown, but it's like the divine feminine was blocking him because still doesn't have enough information about him to really know, that she wants to connect at that moment. Like he's not being forthright. So if he's not in his truth, she's doing what's for her best self. Lightning strikes the devil, or it could just be a Capricorn person. It doesn't have to be the devil, but lightning strikes. So it could be an epiphany for a Capricorn, or a separation. But it's also, I was literally seeing lightning striking a devil. So this could be someone in their head, could be the divine masculine, or another Capricorn, but someone in their head while juggling wisdom, lighting the path to the prize, to make a practical offer, to possibly make a small move, without everyone knowing, or a major commitment to get peace of mind. So I was getting a couple different scenarios where the divine masculine comes into the divine feminine to actually offer her something, but something small that has to be kept quiet until they work things out and know that they want to move on to something more. Okay. The other was well, it's a private, there could be a private offer of innocent love and connection while he juggles everything in his life, right? Being wise, the 5D, separation, and comforting each other through the nightmare. But also could be and I'll get to that in a second, but then possibly taking a leap of faith to his dream girl and surprise her. So he might be wanting to start out small, and then if he's sure of himself, will surprise her. Okay. He could also be discussing with karmic to keep separation, under the radar, and to move quietly until sure of what they're going to do in order to stay friends between them, or for the kids. Okay. So soon, for the divine feminine, feeling overwhelmed, unsatisfied that the King of Cups is still detached and manipulative, or that the divine masculine is overwhelmed and crying a lot, both then unable to see the 2 beautiful cups before them. The divine feminine is the Queen of Cups energy in this read. After being a prisoner of her own insecurities, overindulgences, and third-party situation, she's called to release her ex, which has to do with not necessarily your ex, but clearing your energies. So you might want to check around your house to make sure you've cleared out energies of past partners, and just negative energies in general. Okay. You're also called to keep an open mind and to trust and have faith. Okay. Keep an open mind because the way divine masculine presents himself may be different than you thought, or the situation may be different than you thought, or what they want in a relationship may be different than what you thought, or different what you're used to from your background and his background. So around the divine feminine, or how others may see her, is one flame, present, needing to clear all past anger from her environment. So this goes along with the clearing, okay? After becoming independent without a lover, without options, but to cry. So it's saying, you might have been purging because we're revisiting, right? Which we have been because the energies have been really tough. The divine feminine needs to clear blocks about her self-love. And hold on just one second. Sorry about that. Okay, and that was actually someone about the elections at the door. So, what I was saying was around the divine feminine, or how others see her, is the one flame present needing to clear all past anger from her environment after becoming independent, without a lover, without options but to cry. She was without options but to cry to release some of this anger. Clearing blocks about self-love and new love of spiritual King of Pentacles, maybe questioning whether the King of Pentacles can be spiritual, because King of Pentacles, or a King of Pentacles who's divorced or divorcing, and your perspective on that. You may have questions about that. Also, the changes involved with the situation, as well as parenting. Are you going to have to take on children, or is your divine masculine going to have to take on your children, or both? So parenting is definitely coming in, but I was also specifically getting that this is not just parenting of children for both. It also had to do with parenting each other, but in different ways, okay? So for the divine feminine, it's going to be more emotional parenting, and the divine masculine could be more like, discipline and work type parenting. And I was getting literally Superman may need some direction on how to proceed, okay? Flying into rescue isn't always the right approach for moody or difficult children. The Queen of Wands is receiving breadcrumbs or tokens from the divine masculine, or just watching him give to others but not to her, unaware of what's coming, a surprise split or divide of family. And I was getting the sham fam, so something that looked good on the outside but wasn't. And I was seeing a family of 10 changing to 3. So it could have been like the divine masculine, his karmic might have had a big family involved within their family, might have had other people living with him, or just responsible for all these people in the karmic's family, or in his own family. But I was showing a big family going down to 3. Separation from family, becoming 3 after split, unhappy family is sick or sick and tired of the game, the facade, tripping and falling. And there may be gossip here too. So overall, there's news of divorce or some kind of justice, could be some kind of court situation, of the Queen of Cups presently hanging out in pain, walking away from family or twin. So somebody might have had to walk away from the twin. Maybe you did have a reunion, but still have to walk away to work on yourself some more. Challenged by the twin to be able to see the good, the self-love, the epiphanies of justice and separation from family. Okay, so there's definitely separation from family coming up in both reads. Yeah, so as soon as I started shuffling the divine masculine cards, the parenting card dropped out again. So for the divine feminine today, and 2 knights came up in the court cards. So it's 2 knights from today would end up after Pluto direct on October 1st, okay? So it's definitely reminding you of that. There's going to be a push forward when Pluto goes direct. So October is going to be change in the game. For the divine masculine, which was done at 11:47, and I believe the divine feminine was 9:14 this morning. The major arcana for the divine masculine are the Lovers, the Tower, and the Emperor. There were 4 pentacles, 2 swords, 1 wand, and 1 cup. So it's very much about the money today, again. Really all about the money. There's a little in his head about that stuff, but it's mostly just about business and money. The Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. So very much masculine energy here. 2 knights and a king. There were no well, the code numbers were 310, which added to 13. Also 4211. And like I said, 33 and 8 were coming up again in this read, which came up in the divine feminine read. 33 being the Christ vibration, and 8 of course is the infinity. So the coding for the divine masculine have to do with the tree of life, and that came up in the sand as well. Not well supported by, I was getting either his family or the in-laws potentially. There's something missing. There's a lack in communication. And but I'm getting many in-laws involved. But it could be their own family as well, because obviously not all of the Divine Masculines are married. And even if they are married, it could still be their family, okay? So I was getting the Divine Masculine being urged to vibrate to their shaman energy, and tighten their pocketbooks, basically. Tighten what they're giving financially to their karmic, and communicate. I was also getting the workplace is weakly supported by the karmic and family, or the karmic's family. I also was getting Staten Island, Tennessee came up, as well as tenants. So renters, tenants, but also I was getting work tenants. Coming together at the workplace also can be financially supported. It doesn't mean it's good support, but it's like summarizing that the Divine Masculine is coming together at a workplace who's potentially financially supported by in-laws or their family. So he's kind of tied to that. And also urging the Divine Masculine to vibrate to the co-creation energy by tightening their purse strings with their family, and to communicate in order to manifest what he wants, or break patterns, okay? So for the Divine Masculine, there's a proposal. It can be an offer, a proposal, after screwing up a marriage to a Leo, possibly, or breaking patterns in commitments in order to be strong, and transforming through a portal, and this was very positive energy, vibrating at a higher frequency. The Divine Masculine can no longer carry the load in order to align with his home and family with too many feet on his rug, potentially. Someone might have a thing about people's stuff on their rug, or in his house. So it's just getting a lot of confrontation and horsing around right under his nose. So maybe things he said not to do, as soon as he walks out of the house, they do it. And when he leaves for work, everyone's happy. Or he now just wants a peaceful union after leaving behind the burdens and chaos of his home life. He also gets, this could be the one. This is the underlying energy, and Spirit's connecting with me. His wish is out there for the taking, to expose pure joy, true love with a work partner, and romantic tie or flame. And he had the underlying energy of moderation. Very important for him to stay in moderation, so maybe he's going to extremes, whatever addictions he might have. After falling backward into the pit, this could be literal or figurative, to wait for his ship to come in with little or no growth, being suffocated while simultaneously meditating away to his twin flame. Needing a true partner to help him instead of burdening him. Looking out over the balcony or out the window. So this came up in both reads, in the same place actually. Seeing if the coast is clear in order to align with the messenger of truth and shine his light as the wounded warrior in union. Recently, the Divine Masculine has been collecting downloads to march to the beat of his own drum as the hermit energy, or it could be a Virgo, or just someone who's isolating. Could be a lawyer, medical person, or a what am I thinking? For the hermit, but anything that you'd see a hermit as being very wise. So this kind of person shedding light on his world, helping him see his world, that it could be without conflict, taking a risk to pass on information to help the wounded get into union. So he's seeing this in the Divine Feminine. The foundation is knowing about his prisoner of love. He expressed or is expressing his feelings to a lover at the full moon after he's stuck in his head about a lover at the full moon. So it could be the same lover or another lover. But I was getting in one situation he was in duality because he had two lovers. In the other situation he just wanted one lover. Okay? So he's expressing his feelings about not wanting to be with two people at the lover at the full moon. So it could be the karmic or the Divine Feminine. Wanting only one connection, not two. The challenge is his fantasy putting it out there as an angel or to an angel, and being patient but stressed out, insecure and feeling low at work and with family. It's all about coming together at work for him. So now, sending off messages to the 5D to energetically connect with the Queen of Pentacles, which I'm getting as Divine Feminine, but it doesn't have to be, so fit it how it works for you. If it doesn't resonate, don't make it fit. Still holding back passion due to energetic stealing. So the Divine Feminine could still be holding back a little bit because of the energy stealing and still having felt bad about feeling and have sex with other people, that kind of thing. So the Page of Swords and the Queen of Swords are being heavily judged for being present together at night, holding on to a love connection. Being judged by the Emperor and the justice system, and possibly losing money. Also could be one older child telling on another child and their mother for wrongdoing. Soon, excited and thinking about physical time with the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups sending love back to him, the Tower erupts after coming together for love and being satisfied alone in his knowing. Or he could be being arrogant and still refusing to see, but loving himself and out with friends, which is still good. But I was getting very positive energy here. It wasn't a negative energy card. All of the cards were upright. It was very positive. So it could be just loving himself, you know, doing what's right for himself, out with family or friends. The Queen of Cups is unaware of a secret, though. So now, for the Divine Masculine, he's feeling like the heavens have opened to shine their light on him after opportunity to learn about energy, possibly with a master or his twin. So, like, excited to learn about energy medicine, or just energy in general. Doubting his ability, but being wise and expressing his passion of his romantic connection. Around him, and healing or forgiving, in the aftermath of jealousy and possibly taking others down, is the Emperor. So it's either an Emperor around him, or he is the Emperor. That's how people see him. Okay? So the Divine Masculine is being called to clear blocks of the wealthy family after dealing with the devil and recovering from 3 evil ones. So here's the 3 I was getting, and I've never seen this direct combination before. It's being shown as like 3 very bad people. I was getting the King of Pentacles reversed, the 9 of Pentacles reversed, and the Empress reversed. And I was getting the 9 of Pentacles as a 3rd person. I guess it doesn't have to be, but I was getting it that way. All reversed. I was getting it related to Aquarius energy. The King of Pentacles specific, as could be also Aquarius. I was getting the different combinations of the Divine Masculine's mother, brother or uncle, and his sister. I was also getting a Divine Masculine's mother, father, and sister, or his mother-in-law, his karmic and her brother, or the karmic's father or uncle, or something like that, or a female boss and her 2 adult children in business together, or even 3 generations where it's a mother, son, and a granddaughter. It looks like it's all family, but it could just be friends or business partners as well, but they're all very negative, bad people. And again, they don't have to be evil. They could just be, they're not awakened, but they're not in their positive. They're in their shadow aspect, okay? So communication and manifestation were definitely the cards coming up for the Divine Masculine. It's so important that they communicate in order to manifest. They need to talk to a sad female for a reunion, or an imbalanced female about no reunion. The Divine Masculine holds a fire for the Queen of Cups, keeping quiet, not knowing he's working his way in to manifest dreams with the High Priestess or his secret dreams, and become the King of Pentacles with the light, after the Queen of Cups has gone within, with lack of inspiration, to find passion again for her King of Cups, or her secret, or their abilities. After keeping quiet, he is now independent, implementing transformation to shine his light with his 5D messages and boldly move from foolish family without faith and tired of being dragged down with no positive attention. Working through a portal to offer passionate feelings to be satisfied as Emperor, taking risk of downloads with a lover at work to transmute family drama and announce his success and good news around a proposal of love, psychic abilities, and dreams come true in reunion. And again, in summary, in a different aspect, proposal of risk in truth-telling expressing passion for lover announced, satisfied with epiphanies for his manifestations, as well as the downfall of the King of Pentacles reversed. So the King of Pentacles reversed, since he comes out as the King of Pentacles upright, can either be his old self, or possibly it was a father, brother, uncle, friend, or partner. Okay, so that's the energies. So it's there's very positive reunion energies here. He could also just be still finding his satisfaction in being on his own, at least, you know, breaking apart from the family, and finding satisfaction in being independent. So either scenario was very positive. Okay, so now I'm going to pull the oracle cards for you. Oh, and yesterday too, I forgot to show you the cards. So this is the Divine Feminine from this morning. Okay, and then the Divine Masculine from this morning. This is the Divine Masculine. Okay. Okay. So now for the Ascension deck. Clear and align. Take a deep breath. Okay, this is for the true twins. What is the advice for the true twins today? We have the Pleiades. Okay, which is number 16. The bottom of the deck is 22 unicorns. The unicorns, 22, which is the Fool. It's a 4, which is stability. Just says, the affirmation says, I connect with the unicorns, okay? It says, which is much about dignity, confidence, and strength to do what is right. They're pure of heart. Okay, so the Pleiades says 16 is the Tower. The Pleiadians are great healers. They love the earth and all who live on her. By drawing this card, you're being invited to open your heart to Pleiadian healing and let them enfold you in their loving, healing blue light so that their wisdom and gifts flow into you. When you've absorbed these qualities into your energy fields, pass them on to others. Remember that the animals who come from the Pleiades, the sheep, the pandas, and the pigs, heal people and the land. Bless them and honor their work on our planet. And the affirmation is, I open my heart to love and healing from the Pleiades. Okay. So it's also focusing on just the blue light, and I'm getting more light blue light, because that's about, and it's not, I'm not feeling the indigo, not that that's not good, because that is a protection energy, but I'm getting the light blue energy of communication is more important right now, to try to bring in that into your visual field, the lighter blues and aquas. Clear and align. This is for the past life deck. For the past life deck, okay, which is this one. Let me show you. Okay, take another deep breath. What is the advice for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, Twin Flames, the true organic Twin Flames? What is the guidance? Okay, 2 actually. The bottom of the deck is Knighthood. Okay, and he's kind of severe. Definitely getting dark energies with the Knighthood, so maybe something the Divine Masculine needs to clear, and the Divine Feminine puts masculine energy. And to protect yourself. But this is the underlying energy. Yeah, shield yourself. So this is really important. This is why they're making it a negative feeling. People are forgetting you have to clear and protect yourself every day, whether you go out or not. Okay, if you want to keep yourself clear from the darker energies. And then if you go out, especially into big groups of people, it's so important that you clear when you do work with other people, to clear yourself before and afterward, okay? It's very important. Okay, and all it takes is your intention to clear, you know. Surround yourself with the Christ light and Archangel Michael's blue shielding, okay? And then you have shielding came up from the card that came up from the Pleiades. So use their blue shield. You know, whatever your intention is, whether you want to use Pleiadian energy or Archangel Michael's or Christ light, whatever you want. But put, you know, surround yourself in that light. You can look up on what's the website called? The Ascension website about 12D shields, or just look up 12D shields and how to put up a 12D shield. But it's really important to protect yourself every day, okay? The cards that came up are angels, so you want to call in your angels too. Don't forget you have to ask for help every day if you want intervention or help, okay? And she's very stern, okay? She's there being very serious and ready, just waiting for you to ask. The imprisonment and slavery card also came up, okay? It's about releasing yourself from prison. Go through the portal. Go to the light. Okay? This is very much about asking for the angels to help you to free yourself. Whether you're literally in prison or just figuratively in prison. Alright? No matter how you feel restricted, it's about asking your guides and angels for help and allowing yourself to transform, to go through the portal. Okay? Allow the energy lines to flow freely, is what I'm getting. And also break any ties with past lives to imprisonment or slavery. You know, cut cords with any associations of the past. And you don't have to specify when you're cutting cords. Just cut all cords that are attached to you. You can't cut your twins' cords, so you don't have to worry about that. Just cut all cords to make sure no one's attaching to your energy. Take another deep breath. We're going to go to the Journey of Love. Okay, so Journey of Love. Okay, so organic true twins. What is the advice today? Advice today. Alright, since we're dealing with Jesus today, Jesus specifically, what is the advice for the organic true twins? What is the advice today? Alright, the bottom of the deck is the Pearl Threaded, which is number 38. That's the Queen of Cups. Okay. Very pretty. Lots of, like I said, the blues that I was talking about that you need to bring in more of. It's got all the aquas and like topaz blue, turquoise. There's whites, and the aqua goes into a little bit of the light greens. And there's also some, you know, taupey colors, sandy colors, and the pearl in the middle, pearl white. So I'm getting it's important to use those colors, and we have those colors in this card as well, which is unusual for this deck, okay? We got the Void. Okay, so it's definitely being in the vortex there. And this is number 40, so that was the Queen of Cups, and we're getting the Page of Cups here. And that's the energy between the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine right now. Okay, the Divine Feminine's in his more or less mature emotional energy. But it's about being in the void. Going back to 0 point. Staying balanced. Don't go too far to either direction so it's easy to come back. Clear your throat and communicate. The Page of Cups might feel intimidated by the Queen of Cups because they're not sure how to express their emotions. They haven't had a lot of practice at that. But it's about being pure of heart, because the Page is very pure. It's child's love. And the Queen is very nurturing, so use those energies to stay in the void. And I'm getting 2 to remind you. And again, this is 40, which is 4 of stability, so we had another 4 before. The 22 was a 4, and 38 is 11, so we had 2 11s and 2 4s come up. So it's very much about your spirituality and your vision, your co-creations, your creativity, and your stability. You know, you need that firm structure to do anything that you begin, okay? Make sure there's a good, firm foundation. So that's staying close to moderation, you know. Stay in moderation for everything, stay at 0 point. I always see it as the 10 because it's, and that came up with Yahweh too. It's always 1 0 1 0 1 0. That's the vibration. 1 0 1 0. It's going from expansion back to 0, expansion 0. But stay close to 0. Don't go to 10 and 0 because then it's going to be harder to come back. You're going to fall, right? It's like a hangover. Okay, so the voice, it's just a reminder to stay there, to stay balanced. I think, yeah, moderation came up in the read today too. Okay, was there anything else? I'm going to pull you one more card. This is my old Rider-Waite deck. Let's see what comes up for you. Clear and align. Clear and align. And know too, I do sage in the morning, but just know your intention. Use your eyes. There's healing and codes in your eyes. If you want to clear things, use your intention in your eyes. Okay? You don't have to use sage to clear, but I like sage. Sage calms me right away. But I'm Virgo, so I tend to have nervous energy, so it helps me. Okay. Okay, so what is the message we're going to give them? This is for everyone watching. What is the message for their highest good? What do they need to know in general and about their union? What is the card? What is the card? Everyone take a deep breath. The Wheel of Fortune. You like that one? The 9 of Cups is right under that, on the bottom of the deck. This is what they need to let go of, because it's right under. This is what comes out after the Wheel of Fortune. Alright, so it's about ending a family situation in order to start a new life. And what you got after that is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay? You have divine assistance now to push you forward for good luck, for happiness, for your destiny. It's just about, and the 10 of Cups reversed is, you know, it's done. The family situation, that cycle is over. It's just a matter of taking the Ace of Pentacles. You're holding back on that energy. You're holding it. It's like holding space also for your twin. And it's just ready for that to be turned upright. And this in the traditional sense means perfect contentment. You know, it's a new life of perfect balance. Okay? Everything that you want. And it's all in your hands. So when those 3 are upright, you know, this is what you're looking at. Alright? So how positive can you get? Okay? Leaving the old family cycle behind, because these 2 were reversed, and when they become upright, this is what you have. Okay? Can't get much more beautiful than that. The bottom of the deck, 9 of Cups. Okay? Being satisfied, getting what you want. Okay? And your dreams. Okay? With your eye on the prize. Just watch your signs and synchronicities. Okay? And getting out of boredom, because on Cups, a lot of Cups card. It's 9 of Cups, 7 of Cups, and then 4 of Cups was behind that. But we're at the 9 of Cups. That's amazing. Really nice energy. Okay, and now I'm going to lecture you. Make sure you drink your water. Eat healthy as much as you can. You know, if you can't afford to get organics, please do. It's always better for you. Make sure you get enough rest. It's the energies have really let up now. We definitely finished that portal off around the 27th to the 28th. So now Pluto's coming in, so you're going to see more on a world scale. Everything being pushed forward, so it'll affect your life as well. And what else? You know, just treat yourself after all these heavy energies. You know, get a massage, or do something fun for yourself. Go out with some friends, you know, go have a meal or go shopping and buy yourself a nice new outfit. Okay? But any which way, just make sure you're good to yourself. Okay? Get out in nature and rise and be loved.